Welcome to the Cole and Dre podcast. I'm Cole.
And this is Dre. We back in the building. One more again.
What's up, Dre?
What's up, boss? How you?
Man, I'm good. How about yourself?
Man, another day, man. Another night.
Okay.
Another night.
So last time we're going to give Dre a gavel because he kept hitting the goddamn thing and his mic was off and I got a few calls on that. Hey, man, thank you. Let me start and say thank you all of you guys for supporting the channel, man. Make sure y'all continue to hit that like button, subscribe, get in the comment section. I am going to, so Travis, I'm going to say it publicly. I got a recommendation from my guy Ty to Bay. He said a big problem with the show is I don't do anything to help us. And I told him, you know what, I'm going to agree with that. I'm going to take that. So
what do you mean by doing anything to help?
He says I don't post our show. He says Dre does and we got a channel, but we both should be posting on our individual channels. I mean, our individual pages as well as the Cole and Dre podcast. So he said he thinks if we both do a better job of that, we'll do a lot better with the show and grow our following. So thank you for that. I take constructive criticism. Don't know if I'm going to do that shit, but thank you. I think it have me looking good, man.
Who y'all talking about?
I ain't do nothing now, though.
Oh, y'all talking about bullshit? We can't. Come on now. We're not gonna do this one, Bree. What up, T? We're not gonna keep
bullshit T, man.
Bullshit T.
Bullshit T, man. Hey, so
I thought this is what you said. I was like, hell no, we're not taking T advice. T don't fucking talking about.
Oh man, I thought it was good advice. One thing you have to be mindful of is you can't. A lot of times people look at who the messenger is and say, I'm not gonna receive the message. Sometimes a bullshit messenger can have a very good message.
That would be a choice, right?
Okay, we've been talking about choices off the air, and we're going to get a little bit more into that. One of the things, I think we're going to try this today, give y'all our topics for today, which is we're going to talk a little bit on Michael Oher's situation, which has been a hot topic in the news.
White folks done bought another nigga. That's cold.
So, talk a little bit about James Harden, what he got going. Anthony Joshua, which I think, and he fought Robert Delaney this last weekend. Knocked him out. I think it was in the 6th round.
As he should have.
Yeah. And then we're going to talk about this baseball dude who I have no idea what the hell is his name, Dre.
Shohei Ohtani.
Shohei Ohtani. Shohei Ohtani.
I mean, they can't expect us to be able to pronounce that, but I think I knocked it out.
Shohei Ohtani.
Shohei. Has he got one name now? Is he like Ichiro? Is he bigger than Ichiro yet?
I'm not a baseball guy. You're a baseball guy.
I mean, I don't know. I mean,
Ichiro
was the guy, but Ichiro went by one name. So is he ready to be Ohtani or he gonna be Shohei?
I don't know.
So like Yao Ming, which is Yao. So
Yao.
See, Asian people they get that one name. So has he made it to one name status yet?
I never thought about that.
Yeah, you got to get the one name status.
One name status.
Yeah, you got to get the one name status because
how many black people got one name status besides Beyonce?
Griffey, Kobe, Bron, Jordan, Magic.
That's pretty good. Dre,
Hey,
boy, you with it. I'm trying to figure that. Who? She was Tina Turner. Oprah is one name status. All right, and last but not least, we got Candace Owens. I am really impressed with what just happened, man. Dre just spit that out like that, man. Yeah, y'all. Hey, well, I got to get the one name status. I got to figure out some shit. I got to figure out
one name status.
You got one name status. One name status.
Do I?
Well, two. You Dre, but you just Dre.
Yeah,
but then you
Dre.
Boss Life Dre. So you got 1 and 2. You know what I mean?
I mean, either way.
Then you actually are a movie star now. You know what I'm saying?
Star.
You got one name status. And no, Dad, they call me Cole. They call you Cole. That would be me. No, Dad, they call me okay. Anyway, so continue. So let's get into this Michael Oher thing, man. So we Anthony has been helping us out on the production side since Lonnie been leaving, and he's a little bit more professional than Lonnie.
It's a good thing Lonnie gone because the roads are much safer.
As y'all know, Lonnie can't sing
at all.
So let's get into this Michael Oher thing, and I thought which I wasn't as familiar with it. I've been brought abreast to it, and I think the first thing he has on here is what is a conservatorship, and I thought I knew, and I think I still understand it, but I can't. Do you think at some point you may need a conservatorship, Dre, in your life?
I mean, I just hope it ain't Michael Orr family just giving it to me. Or Britney Spears family.
Really, Dre?
I'm just saying.
So, for those of you that don't know what a conservatorship is, a conservatorship is basically saying that you do not have the wherewithal, the capacity as a human being to make your decisions, and you're signing over those rights for me to help you make those decisions on your behalf. If anybody with a lot of money needs a conservatorship, I would really appreciate if I could be the guy for you. I promise to make great decisions for us. And
for us.
For us, of course. I'm going to make great decisions for us, and we will prosper. One thing we can be assured of, we're not going to lose any money. So if y'all don't know, y'all can find me at Relentless A. Cole on Instagram.
What is the purpose of a conservatorship? What is the role of a conservatorship? They just handle your money, or they just what they do?
They handle every aspect of your life.
Okay.
So they can. I'm gonna have to do a little bit more.
Yeah, because I mean, I'm only assuming what a conservatorship is because I really don't know. Like I said, I don't really know.
Well, I think it's used also when people get to be older.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So I'm just reason why I said, I'm gonna cut you. Reason why I said that because we understand, the example says Britney Spears, but we all saw Britney tripping, shaving her head, like what we deemed as tripping because she could have been in her right fucking mind. We don't know.
Let's ask Google. So we
but hold on. But this is my point though. Mm-hmm. What the fuck is wrong with Michael Orr for him to have to sign a conservatorship?
I think he got tricked on this one.
I'm just saying, but that's the question I want people to know. Like, what the fuck was wrong with? Was he just a poor black kid? I mean, is that a reason to sign a conservatorship?
The bigger question is how the courts approved it because you still have to get the court.
I mean, right, but they had to give a reason. What was the reason they gave him? I mean, I've only seen Blindside.
What would be the difference between an adoption and a conservatorship? I think it would be the more interesting.
Because as adoption, I would assume that I'm just your child. Conservatorship, that means you get to control my bread. So
you're liable. If you're adopting someone owns your child, they liable for your mistakes. And conservatorship, that's still on you. They just controlling things for you.
Yeah, I don't really know. But at the end of the day, Michael,
what is a conservatorship?
Versus.
They have it up there. Versus.
According to Smart Acid, a conservatorship is a way for someone to assume legal guardianship over an adult. Families often use conservatorships to help deal with the mounting medical, financial, and mental health needs of a parent. The status of a conservatorship is dependent on the capacity of the individual to make decisions on their own.
Okay, the shit she said, right? So, I mean, it sounds like a conservatorship is just a power of attorney. That's what I'm...
My question to the room is, what the hell was wrong with Michael for him to need that? I mean, I'm just curious. Like, I mean, because they said, was he serious. Legally an adult? I mean, was he 18 at the time they found him?
They position is at 17, right? Their position is.
Well, I mean, they might be considering him as an adult.
They position at 17. I think he signed at 18, but he thought he was signing an adoption.
I mean, that's kind of what it sounds like. I mean, because that's what they said. Basically, adopting an adult, like an easy way to gain. But I'm just curious, what was the reason for them to be allowed to do that?
Well, I think what happened is they looked at him and said, "This is a talented kid. He's going to Ole Miss, and we think he can possibly make it to the league."
Yeah, so I understand why they may have did it, but I'm saying what reason? Because I'm assuming you got to give a reason. Okay, he's mentally incapable. He's unstable.
He
can't
dummy.
Read. Right, that's what I'm saying.
He's a dummy.
They said he can read in the movie. No, he can read in the movie, couldn't he? We only seen the movie. He can read.
He's also wrote in his book. He wrote 3 books. He can read.
So as I'm saying, so my point would be, what was the deciding factor of like, why are we granting this conservatorship? That's what I'm asking.
Well, that's what
right. Because that would be a great question. That would be a great question because that's how they was on some bullshit. Like, okay, big boy couldn't read. Okay, maybe that's a good reason. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it could have been some good reason, or maybe they just feel like he just,
Well, you got to realize too now.
Or them folks was rich. They wanted to claim him on their taxes. He was dependent at this point. That's a big old dude. They had to feed him and house him.
I think what happened, Ray, I honestly think what happened here is they said, well, this kid, we're taking him into our house. He's a hood dude, has no clue about how business works. We have his best interests at heart. We're going to assume everything that comes with you. We believe you're gonna make it to the NFL, so we're gonna take advantage of that right now. Now, with that being said, I don't want to discourage any of these good white folks from adopting a big black ass kid and saying this may be a problem 10 years, 20 years down the line.
Well, put it like this.
I mean, if you got a big black kid that you want to adopt and you feel like you can give him a better life and a better home life than what these dudes can do, these ghetto parents can do, so be it, man. Get him signed a conservatorship, dude. That's some bullshit.
That's some bullshit. Because it almost seems like he lost his masters. Like he signed a record, then he lost his masters. That's kind of what it feels like.
Wow.
Like you signed the paper and they, you know what I'm saying, they fed you, housed you. Claim they're gonna say we probably got you to the league. I don't really know. I don't know shit about this case.
Right. I kind of looked at it, and as I said, this is something our producer gave us. But
hold on, but let me finish my point.
Go ahead, please.
So, if we invested all this money in you, do we have a right to get it back and recoup like a record label? Because that's what they banging, like you said.
That's a very good question. Because this is
and didn't he go to the alma mater, like all that good shit?
Right.
So
They got him in there.
Right. We've talked about this on several occasions, which I've said the likelihood of a poor kid making to the NFL or the NBA or Major League Baseball is highly unlikely right now. So how much of their influence and their money in getting them to the right coaches, getting him to the sharing their relationships,
it was all part of the plan.
how much of that should they be recouped? How much of that should they get credit for? That's just like any other parent. Like I tell people about my partner Sean. He's probably spending $75 to $100,000 a year on his kid, just traveling. I'd say about $50,000 to $75,000 for sure. Between him and his family traveling with these AAU games. They going everywhere. They in Vegas, they in Colorado, they in LA, they in New York. So this is not free. He's coming out of his pocket for that.
Absolutely.
So if you're doing this, I mean, this is his son.
I mean, because we really don't know how much Taco Bell or KFC Michael or ate during the stay.
Really,
You know
Dre?
what I'm saying? So I don't know, man.
Yeah.
Like,
oh my God!
mean,
Put the picture back up.
I sure hope they ain't
man
fuck over-
was eating, man.
I sure-
Man, that man was eating, man.
I'm just saying.
Hey, you
but
was eating, big homie.
I know how people look at shit as a business and investing and and motherfuckers are slick, bro. So you got to be careful, man. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, ain't nothing, no limit to what a motherfucker will take from you. So they saying that,
Right, you got to be mindful of what you'll give because it ain't no limit for what they'll take. Yeah. As real as it
Mike
get.
played 8 years in the NFL. I mean, I don't know if they was touching that money. If they was, they wronged in the motherfucker. But
yeah, we don't have enough.
Blindside was a
details.
really good movie. I'm mad I watched it so many times now.
Well,
I paid good money to go see Blindside too.
I thought Blindside was a great movie.
It was a great movie. As I'm saying, it was and once again, the white lady got all accolades.
Well, Sandra Bullock played her. I
she
mean,
was tough.
Sandra Bullock did a great job.
So, but I mean, once again, I hate to see it, like I say, but I know this happens more than often. Michael, thankfully enough, he was able to find a problem in his, his paperwork or whatever. He was old or felt like he was old, and I wish him the best of luck. White people, come on, man.
Why is he bringing it up now?
Probably because the NFL money right now. I don't know.
He has a book, and his new book is coming out.
Oh, he do write books, so yeah, he might be financially cool, but like I said, he might have woke up, big boy. He was full of that Taco Bell and KFC.
This man, terrible.
It's been ongoing for a couple of years now. It's not
Right.
new.
It's just getting some spotlight right now.
Because he wrote some new inserts in his book, and so that means he got more attention.
Okay.
Yeah, big boy, I don't know much about you, but I'm about to read up on you, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to check it out, man. Y'all.
You said the network earlier of both people, right?
Yeah. What was her name? The Tui lady had a net worth of $50 million, and Leanne Tui, she had a net worth of $50 million, and her husband had a net worth of $25 million. And Michael Orr has a net worth of $16 million. Well, he don't sound like he's doing too bad still.
No,
so
not at all.
and
But
they had money
though,
before they met Michael Orr, so we can't leave that out.
That's what I'm
They
saying.
were
The
well
Tuohy's-
off prior to
yeah.
meeting Michael Orr.
The Tuohy's probably understood that, okay, we're going to house him because he had to go to school for 3 years before he went to leave. He had to do 3 years plus a high school year. So that's 4 years worth of Taco Bell and KFC. Did he stay at college 4 years? I'm not sure. Did he stay at
I
college
think
4
he
years?
stayed 2.
No, he had to stay at least 3. In football, you got to stay at least 3. Guys, you got to go to, yeah.
No, I don't think he did a full 4 years.
He might have left in 3, but I'm just saying, though, so, I've
Yeah.
only seen The Blind Side
Hey,
a couple
Siri.
hundred times. So, I'm just saying, Mike,
Come on, Siri.
Big Mike.
Hey Siri. Hey Siri.
When he graduated Ole Miss, how many years did he stay at Ole Miss?
How many years did Michael Orr attend Ole Miss University?
And that was their alma mater.
found this on the web.
2005 to 2008.
So it's 3 years. Okay.
Yeah. Okay,
Siri
can't
found
believe
that on the web. Also, Siri just told me I need to pay my Apple Card.
it.
Right there on the phone. Pay your Apple Card. Okay, Apple Card, I got y'all, man. I'm going to get to y'all. I ain't see it. Glad y'all put it on the phone.
They definitely remind you.
Hey, so let's transition a little bit, man.
Yeah, Michael Lord, wish you best of luck,
Yeah,
man.
best of luck to you, Michael Lord, man.
White people-
You do look like you did do some eating, though. You kind of big boy.
White people.
Is he married? Is he married with his own kids now?
Didn't he marry their daughter?
No. Wow, Dre, you tough.
I'm saying, I mean,
Did they have a daughter?
they did have a daughter and a son.
It
Yeah,
was- no,
according
it was
to the
just a
movie.
son.
4 children.
No, it was a daughter and a son.
2 daughters.
Oh, he's got 4 children.
He has 4
Do he got a white woman?
He married somebody named Tiffany Roy.
Oh,
Look and see if she white or black. I'm just curious.
He met her at Ole Miss.
Yeah, she good chance.
Yeah, she
white,
probably
I
white.
guess. But Tim, let's see that because you know.
I don't have a.
Been together for 17 years.
Yeah, I mean that's beautiful, man. Good. At least I support marriage, so I mean I'm happy that you've been married for 17 years. That's a beautiful thing. Don't look at me like that. I mean,
I'm just thinking about he
you're
married.
looking at me like
No,
marriage
because-
is bad because
No,
you're
no, no,
single.
no,
I
no,
mean,
no,
hey
no,
man,
no,
I'm
no.
okay with
He
that.
married Miss Tooley. I'm saying like a lady like Miss Tooley. Was she white or was she black?
Hey, look it up. Just before we go to James
'Cause
Harden, I need to
this,
know.
though. I
I need to know before we get to James Harden. It's very
No offense, Mike. We not friend on you. I'm just.
We don't
curious.
care. I don't care who you marry. I think people should marry whoever the hell they in love with, who they want to be.
Oh,
with.
I absolutely agree. I'm just curious. I'm just.
Do
Trying
you
to see
really
something.
agree?
Yeah, I do. I don't give a fuck about that.
Really? Oh, she
Okay.
black?
Good job, big
You married a
Mike.
black girl?
He from Memphis.
Yeah.
Good job, Mike.
She went to the University of Mississippi. Yeah, so she's black.
Good job, Mike. Okay, he didn't marry Miss Tooley, so yeah, Miss Tooley get that man his money back.
Black, nice little sister.
Okay, cool.
So, James Harden. What up, Jay? Man, I hate you left the city, man.
He got a weekend this weekend though. He gonna be lit.
That's right. He do got a weekend.
Yeah,
He
James
still live
Harden.
here?
I'm sure he do.
Yeah. It's kind of hard to leave this city.
He
once
done
you
made
live
enough money. He
here,
can live a lot of places.
Yeah, yeah, you-
Fucking James.
man. He done got him a bag.
Yeah,
Um,
a couple of them bitches.
What? So our producer has a question here. Is it okay for sports celebrities to make a political stance?
Yes, do what the fuck you want to do.
Yeah, I don't see why a sports celebrity or a celebrity can't have their own stance on whatever it is, right or wrong, agree or disagree and indifferent. I don't see any problem.
But I
with
do
that.
see why people say they don't want to mix it because at the end of the day, I'm sure all type of people with all types of beliefs watch sports. Sports is in some people's minds should be neutral,
I kind of agree with that.
and
part,
you
be
don't want to
honest
see
with
your
you.
favorite player standing against something that you may believe in or may not believe in. Like that's kind of hard. So I see why they say players shouldn't, but I feel like a player should do whatever he feels. If he feels like he want to take a stance on something that he believes in, I feel like he should be allowed to. And as a fan, I feel like you should be able to separate it, the man from the athlete.
Most people can't separate.
Yeah, most
that.
people can. I think
because
should be.
right because you got to think about it. People are they say you should never discuss religion or politics. Those are two things that
I mean, true.
ruin friendships, ruin relationships. Religion.
I
and
mean,
politics.
you probably shouldn't, but I think it's important though because, like I said, I think me personally, I pride myself on being around like-minded people. Like I pride myself on the people I run with and hang with, do business with. Not always do business with, but the people I'm in business with. We kind of like-minded people. Like what I'm saying, we kind of got the same beliefs on a lot of things, or whatever. And I'd rather be around those type of people that are like-minded versus me being around somebody that's a radical, like some shit I really don't believe in or care to be around. Like,
You're
you know what I'm
kind of
saying?
radical, Dre.
Yeah, from shit that I believe in, but if I'm radical, that means most things I fuck with are radical. You know what I'm saying?
You know what? You got a damn good point, Dre.
Because like I said, I'm the type of dude, man. Like I have a belief system. Like what I'm saying, I feel like I'm morally right in a lot of shit that I do. Like I try to be morally correct in a lot of things that I do. But at the end of the day, man, like I think people should, you should, if you feel something, if you want to speak on it, you have that platform, speak on it.
I agree with that.
You know what I'm saying? But it's consequences with everything that we do nowadays and everything you say as well. But if you feel strong enough and feel, believe enough, I think you should.
Okay, so the next question on that was: should players have the right to regard where they want to play at?
Yes and no.
Okay.
I'm saying I'm more yes because I feel like situations change. Like we've all been at a job before, like what I'm saying, like man, this ain't what you said it was gonna be, and we have a choice to walk away, quit, and like, you know, even though we got a contract, like, you know what I'm saying?
What job you was at?
I had a job for. I had 2 jobs for.
You did-
Yeah, I had 2 jobs for.
What job you had, Dre?
I worked at a school supply packing warehouse in 97 to 98.
How long you worked there?
From 97 to 98. Then I worked at another warehouse, computer warehouse, from 98 to 99.
Really?
Mhm.
And then you had to go get that sack.
Yeah, it was different. It was shit happened. Like, it was the profit margins were the same. So I haven't had a job since 99. Maybe 2000, somewhere around there. But it was
I can
99.
dig it. So
And then I wanted to go to A-Ball Pool Hall on Mondays with the fellas. So, you know.
yeah, I used to go to Perfect Rack back then.
You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
you know. But I mean, like I said, you know, like I said, I'm able to separate the two. Like,
So let me. I got to cut you off on this one. You and I we own teams.
Okay.
Right. We all have our own teams.
Mhm.
Technically, even though these are great players, they're technically our employees.
absolutely.
So why am I giving an employee this much leeway? What has this employee done for me to say I'm going to give you this much leeway in this organization?
Because I don't want the product. I don't want my employee fucking up my products. At the end of the day, players have leverage as well too.
Yeah, they
And
do.
if a player can make your organization bad, and you treat him bad, and you don't get future players of his caliber, I don't think everybody got this right. You know, so I think some players gain that right either through years of experience, years on the job, or level of play. Like, I mean, LeBron has the right to me to decide
Where
what
he wants to go.
right? Because he's
I think your level
these type of
play
players
can determine-
they've generated enough money for said organization, said NBA as a whole. Because I mean, you can't look at organizations as one; you have to look at it as a whole. Because they have, I believe NBA has share revenue. I'm not quite sure about
They
that.
do have share.
Okay, well, yeah. So you have to look at the NBA as a whole. So what these handful of players have done for the NBA in the NBA's brand, the NBA's pockets, you know,
But what I don't know is the dynamics of their shared revenue, because
Right.
like I think the NFL has shared revenue, but obviously it was something that Jerry Jones was really against in a sense, because the Cowboys generate so much revenue,
right,
and he felt like, why are the Buffalo Bills getting some of our money?
right.
When
Well, I mean, like I said, man, well, maybe it's baseball with the problem. I think it was baseball because I think the Yankees in baseball, I think that would be the best example. I know they do share revenue, but Yankees are far worse. You know, Yankees, Dodgers, and
Yeah.
I think a couple other teams that are far ahead. The Red Sox are far ahead.
Yeah.
With other teams are worse. But back to what we're talking
Yeah.
about, because as a player, man, it's a job. Who wants to go to work every day with a motherfucker that didn't lie to you, whatever the situation may be? I don't like you motherfuckers. I don't want to be around y'all. Like, why I got to be stuck to that? I mean, even though we got a contract, like, you know what I'm saying, but my play depends on my mind, my will, my psyche.
right, I agree with that.
You know what I'm saying? So I think
so-
it's a touchy situation.
I don't think it's even touchy. I was just playing devil's advocate. I think players should have the right to play where they want to play at. I think as fans, we have to understand these are human beings that have a right to leave our cities, even though we may love them.
Right.
But these guys have earned the right. Just the fact that you can make it to the NBA, NFL, Major League Baseball, NHL,
The reason why
the fact you've made it there.
the reason why I'm more on the player side on this one is because a player's popularity has just as much to do with their play. And we all know when a player becomes unpopular, the villain, so to say, that damages things off the court for them. Sometimes it helps players, but some players that get deemed the villain, for whatever reason, endorsement money is a big part of what these dudes do, you know what I'm saying, as far as sports or whatever. And, you got a guy deemed a troublemaker or a guy deemed that don't want to be there or like disgruntled or whatever. I think Kyrie tweeted back at Agent Wojnarowski today or yesterday or whatever, because he called James Harden disgruntled. And Kyrie's like, man, he human. What if he feel like somebody lied to him? Like, you know what I'm saying? A motherfucker lied to me about something we agreed upon. Maybe we shouldn't have agreed upon the way we did, but like they say, you can't mix friends and business. And it sounded like James Harden and Daryl Morey got a bit of a history or whatever. And he went to China and called him out.
Daryl Morey was our
The GM for the
GM
Rockets, but he's
for the
also the
Rockets.
GM for the Sixers.
Right.
So he got James Harden out of here, and he also traded back for him. And James Harden was looking for more money, I'm sure, which he may have deserved more than $37 million this year. I mean, I'm gonna say he does. He's liable to put up 40 points any night in the playoffs. So I mean,
Yeah, but not likely. He's liable. He's capable of doing
yeah.
it.
But the money they're giving away, $37 million, was a bargain.
Well, shit, I ain't against nobody getting no money.
Yeah,
so,
I'm
hey,
just saying. But I mean,
get your bread.
so I can see where the fallout came because James might have been looking for 3 years, 100. That's what Draymond just got.
If Draymond got it, you definitely deserve it, my
Yeah,
brother.
for sure. So I mean, you know what I'm saying.
I-
And
I-
nothing against Draymond because I'm a huge
nothing
Draymond
against
fan.
Draymond.
But what I'm saying
we
is,
just looking at talent on talent.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And he
so
does
you
not
know,
bring to the table what James Harden
right,
brings
but
to the
you
table.
know, you are worth what people are willing to pay for you. But James Harden, I personally believe, you know, has wide his welcome. Like, you know what I'm saying? I think he want to be somewhere else, and you know,
Will he win a ring in his career?
it depends on where you go. If he can get to LA with them, yeah, I see him winning the ring with the Clippers. I like that team.
With the Clippers?
Yeah, I don't think James Harden a bad player. Do I think James Harden always motivated? At least I'm not gonna say that because I don't know the man. But just looking at him sometimes, like, damn, he ain't motivated. He don't give a fuck. But I could be completely wrong. But that's just how it looks from a distance. Because some days he be super aggressive, and other days he don't. I'm like, okay.
He's just inconsistent as far as that's concerned.
Yeah, but his inconsistencies are with the aggression. It ain't game. It's like some days he want it, some days he don't want to play. And some days, you know, he out there doing everything right. Other days he like going through the motions.
Okay.
You know,
I can agree with that.
yeah. So you know,
So all in all, we do feel like you and I both agree that players should have. We kind of more so leaning towards the player side.
and as an owner, I'm like, man, I don't want this shit around me. Like in such a because the NBA is very unique. It ain't like football or basketball. I mean, baseball. Baseball, you got 27 guys on the roster, 25 guys on the roster. Football, you got 53 plus practice squad people. Like versus NBA, you got 14 motherfuckers. That's a small room.
Yeah.
If you got one motherfucker happy, it's easy to spread that cancer around one room or you know whatever that feeling is. I don't want that on my team as a coach, as a GM, as a owner. If you don't want to be here for whatever reason, okay, let's figure it out. This James Harden, I can get something for him.
Yeah.
Because it didn't work out last year. We ain't got no ring.
I take him back.
Yeah.
You want him back?
I'm not a Rockets fan, so I don't fuck what they do.
I take him back.
But y'all know.
I'm a Rockets and a Lakers fan, but I'm down with my city to the fullest, man. I don't go against nothing H-Town. And then outside H-Town, it's really hard for me to go against anything Texas.
Yeah, see, that's why I got a problem with. Like, you
I mean, that's okay.
Yeah,
That's your issue. I'm just telling you about me.
I got you. That's
You know,
shit to you.
I'm a little older than you, so I came up in a different era where
I got you.
they shitted on Houston, they shitted on Texas. And so I look at things a little differently.
Yeah,
you
and
know?
I'm just the one team, nigga. Whoever your team is, that's your team forever. You don't get to change the motherfucker. That's your team. You say that's your team, that's your team.
Okay. That's the first closed-minded thing you said.
I'm just saying. I mean,
You
that's
normally
just me.
pretty
It's
open-minded.
sports.
So listen, we
There's
sticking
no
to
such thing as I like the Cowboys and the Texans. What? No, nigga.
I do.
There's no such thing. See,
I'm a Texan fan first, but I also then I go with the Cowboys
No.
because they both represent Texas. And if they playing each other,
No.
I've always prayed for a Texas Super Bowl, and we had it in '93, and the Oilers just gave it up to Buffalo. We up 35-3, and we lost it. Anyway, I don't even want to relive that.
I'm just
So
saying.
anyway, we going to the we're gonna keep pushing, man. We sticking to sports. I guess we all sports today. Sports news and entertainment. This relentless, but we on
This we
sports
on
today.
game.
It's on game, yeah. So now we got Anthony Joshua. Anthony Joshua fought Robert Helenas on what was that, Saturday?
Who?
Robert Helenas, the big white boy from
Who?
Finland. Is he from Finland?
Who?
I think Robert Helenas from Finland. He's actually a pretty decent.
Who?
He's not bad.
Who?
Robert Helenas.
Who?
You know, I'm a boxing fan, so I kind of know
Once again, who?
all the boxers, all the big
When
guys.
this a replacement fight?
Yes, it was.
Right.
Who was he supposed to fight? Who was Anthony Joshua supposed to fight at first? He's from Sweden. I thought he was from Finland. Okay. Somewhere over there. They close together. Who was he supposed to fight? You don't know?
I mean, once again, Anthony Joshua is just, you know, once he lost to the Mexican boy, I was done with him.
But Andy Ruiz is really not a bad fighter.
He
man.
wouldn't. He just looked like a bad fighter.
Andy Ruiz is really got some fast hands.
I believe all
He's
that.
He's probably
Not-
got some
not-
of the quickest hands in the heavyweight division.
Not-
If you look
not
at
taking-
what happens is you're doing what most fans do. Look at him and like he don't look like a boxer.
No.
Andy Ruiz
I'm-
is gonna
I'm-
knock a bunch of
I'm the
motherfuckers
guy.
out.
I'm the guy that I was gonna take the black man. I was take betting on black. And from appearance, Anthony Joshua like he was gonna cream the Mexican. What's his name? Garcia. What's his name? Andy Garcia.
Andy Ruiz.
Andy Ruiz. Okay.
He beat him in the second fight, which,
Yeah, but
which kind of shocked me. I
But
thought
he got embarrassed in the first fight, though. There's no way it should have been like that. Now, Andy Reid, you know, he did his thing, but I mean, boxing is a tough sport. For Andy Reid to walk around and look like he tough to be able to go in there and do what he did. So hats off to you, Andy Reid. But at the end of the day, Anthony Joshua, You look like a gym guy that was in the ring. Like they pump you up like a fluff champion. So
Well, hopefully we'll get a chance to see a fight with Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury, or Anthony Joshua and Wilder.
I'd rather see Wilder knock him out because Fury, I don't really like the way Tyson Fury fight. I think he good, but I don't really like the way he look fighting. It's just that shit look dumb.
There's nothing exciting about Fury.
And nothing exciting.
He's not. I can't even say he's fundamentally sound. He's special.
He's just so much fucking bigger than people.
I think he's big. He's learned how to. He knows how to.
I mean, he can box. He's definitely
boxing
skillful.
is about distance. Understand distance and timing.
Right.
And he understands how to keep that distance, keep you off, because he's much bigger. He's got much longer arms. He understands how to keep you at that distance and to knock the hell out of you when you invade that space and tie you right on up. So
I mean, before I met Big Baby, Wilder was my favorite heavyweight. I like Wilder, but I think he a one-trick pony.
Well, he can be a one-trick pony because all he needs is that one goddamn punch to knock your ass out.
I mean, agreed. I mean, that's what I'm saying. But I do think
he's been behind in like a few fights.
Yeah.
He was behind in the Luis Ortiz fight both times.
Mm-hmm.
When he knocked Luis Ortiz out, he was behind in I cannot think of the
He was
fight.
behind the Tyson Fury first fight till he got knocked down.
That knocked down in the 12th round,
and that brought it to a draw. But I mean, once
and
again,
I don't know what the hell to this day. What angel, what spirit woke up Tyson Fury, because he knocked your ass out, and all of a sudden the spirit. Most referees would have called that fight over with when they saw him go down. I thought it was over with.
Right.
He got back up.
He was on his back for a long time. I don't think he was all the way together on 10, but they gave it to him.
No, he did not make that count.
For sure,
I've ran it over and over again.
But
he
that's
did
how
not
it
make
is. But
that
I mean,
count.
no excuses. I mean, they fought a couple of times, and
and those were great fights.
Great fights. But Anthony Joshua, I'm not a big fan of Anthony Joshua. I think he, I think Wilder will cream him. I think was Yusuf everybody running from Yusuf. I think Yusuf will cream him.
Yusuf.
Is it the other big heavyweight guys? In other words, one more. Is it Yusuf? That's who Fury ducking.
Usyk. Alexander Usyk.
Well, I said it wrong. So
I think Usyk would beat Fury, but I do not believe Usyk can beat Wilder. And the reason I don't believe Usyk.
Well, we're talking about Joshua. I mean, Joshua. I don't think he beats any of those.
But
guys.
no, I'm saying I'm a huge Alexander Usyk fan. As a matter of fact, if you remember,
I said his name wrong.
Alexander Usyk is his name. If you remember when we had Big Baby on, we interviewed Big Baby. I told him I felt at that time that he could pretty much probably beat everybody in the heavyweight division, with the exception of Alexander Usyk. Usyk is extremely crafty. He's probably the most craftiest fighter I've seen since James Toney. Like, the dude is just really crafty.
That's a big compliment.
Yeah, he's nice. Crafty, and you don't see white fighters as crafty as Usyk. It's really rare to see a Caucasian fighter or a Mexican fighter be that crafty. That's normally black fighters' thing, to be crafty. Now that I've taken a look at Big Baby, I think he fares much better against Usyk than I thought he would fare against Wilder, because
that's interesting.
Right, and I can tell you why, because he basically Big Baby has his offense is 100% there, his defense is not. So I think he can walk Usyk down. I think he can actually walk Usyk down. Wilder will sit back, and Baby don't mind taking a punch, and I don't think he's gonna be able to take too many straight right hands from Wilder. I don't think nobody can. The key to beating Deontay Wilder is not getting hit 3 times. Because if he hits you once, you might can get out of it. But the right punch, he's going to knock your ass out. So I actually, at this point, would like to see Jared Anderson against Usyk more than them. But I tell you, there's another fighter that I really like in the heavyweight division, which is Frank Sanchez. He is probably, who did
he just fight? He just knocked somebody out, right? I just saw him in the ring, and I can't remember.
I don't know who he fought, but he beat F.A. Ajagba, which everybody was really huge on Ajagba, because Ajagba has a huge straight right hand. Now you're talking my sport. But he beat F.A. Ajagba, and everybody to me is ducking Frank Sanchez. I think he's probably one of the tougher heavyweights. So if you're going to say heavyweights, I forgot how they got it ranked right now. Obviously, everybody still has Fury, Usyk, Wilder, Joshua. Those 4, but I would put Big Baby in there. I'm going to put Sanchez in there. Frank Sanchez, I'm going to put. It's not my mind going blank right now, but it's a couple of good heavyweights. One of the things about boxing that I don't like, they're not making the good fights. And the reason they're not making a lot of these fights, huh? Daniel Marks.
What
He's a pretty decent fighter. That's not a bad fight.
So okay, speaking of, what do you think about the Canelo Charlo fight? That's coming up too. I just seen today with the first day of the press conference, September 30th.
I think that's a money fight for Charlo. Charlo.
Ain't they fighting here? Are they fighting in Houston?
No, I don't think they're fighting in Houston.
I thought they was. They not?
Check that out. But I think for Charlo is I think Canelo is a better boxer than Charlo. If Canelo somehow gets caught up in just purely exchanges and want to make an exciting fight, I think he gives Charlo a much better chance to win. But outside of that, I don't think Charlo really has a shot. I think also that now, I don't know, what weight are they fighting at?
168.
168. Yeah, that's him going. He's going up 2 weight classes. I would like Charlo's chances a lot better if they were fighting at 160. I mean, 168.
He looked a lot bigger today. I mean, he looked
168 is a catch weight still, but
as I'm saying,
but Canelo walks around probably at 195.
But Charlo was a bigger man today, though. I mean, like taller wise.
Yeah, he's just taller.
Yeah.
That's all it is. He's taller.
Yeah, but Canelo's probably gonna come in weighing by. If he come in weighing 190, I think Charlo walked through him at 190.
You think? Nah.
Yeah,
I mean, obviously, he's not going to do that. Normally, they have what's called a rehydration clause.
Yeah, but I don't think they're going to have one. I think that's why they're fighting at 168. That's what I'm saying. I haven't heard anything about the rehydration clause.
It's normally standard. They're not going to let you come in at 168 and blow up 12 pounds the next day. That's another thing that happened back when De La Hoya fought Pacquiao.
When he fought Mayweather, he blew up. But Pacquiao, no.
He couldn't.
He fought Pacquiao to catch weight. He fought Mayweather at 154. And he had just fought Bernard Hopkins at what, 160?
I don't remember where he fought Hopkins.
Yeah, he went up to fight Hopkins. He fought Hopkins at whatever that weight was, and he came down because I think him and Mayweather fought at 154 instead of 147.
Yeah, but Floyd is just simply the best.
Yeah, without question.
No ifs, ands, and buts about it. I don't care what era y'all talking and none of that other shit.
No opponent.
At the end of the day, the man is simply the best. The biggest difference in Floyd, and people want to go back to Sugar Ray Hearns, Hagler, those fighters were far more active. I think Floyd's style still will transcend back to that era in his style where he's at. I don't think he still would not be as active, but he would be just as accurate. And I think that would be extremely frustrating for a lot of those fighters.
Well, for them, the money wasn't where Floyd was at. Floyd didn't have to fight that many fights. Floyd got in the ring, made his bread, and got the fuck. And especially after the Oscar fight. I mean, after that, he was through the roof.
Yeah, everything.
Yeah, Gotti. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, but it was a different time, I think. And I think Floyd transitions, to me, like I said, defensively travels. Defense travels in boxing. I feel like defensively, I don't know if
something that's being thrown around right now is Tank Davis and Crawford. I don't think that's even a possibility.
It's very possible. Because Tank is what? Tank just had a fight at 140 not that long ago.
Did Tank ain't fought at 140?
Yes, he has. He fought the big Mexican at 140.
Cruz?
No. The boy after Cruz. The boy he fought in Atlanta, the big Mexican, man. I can't think of his name. He knocked him out. He fought him at 140. He has fought a fight at 140. Look it up. We got the Google man over there.
Okay. Look up what was Tank Davis' last fight.
No, fight for last.
I can't even remember who it was now.
The Azteca dude, man. He from San Antonio, if I'm not
Isaac
mistaken.
Pitbull Cruz. Oh, you talking about Barrios.
Yeah, Barrios.
He fought Barrios at 140?
Yes, he did.
I don't know if that was at 140. But anyway, in that fight, who do you like?
I definitely like Crawford. I think he's the better boxer.
Yeah. I think
they would probably fight at 147, which would be a step up for Tank. But, I mean, I think he can make that weight and be – huh?
Yeah, that's 140. They both came in at 140. Who did he fight?
Yeah,
Barrios, okay. So he fought at 140.
I mean, I don't think it's far-fetched. I think it'll be people will pay to see it. It'll be a great money fight, a bag for both of them. Do I really want to see it before I want to see Tank and Shakur, which I probably won't see Tank and Shakur. But Tank Crawford will be a good fight, in my opinion.
Tank really don't have any weaknesses in his game. The only weakness that he has, I think, he can't talk. Oh, he talk well. I mean, he all right.
I mean,
I
think Tank.
He's not going to be a commentator. That's for damn sure.
I think Tank defensively could be much better, but I think he takes shots to give it because he got to get in range to get those shots. And I think the fighters that he's fought have been the perfect fighters for him to be in range. They've been long, they've been taller, they've been basically target practice. They've been people that's going to exchange with him.
Yeah, Shakur would be a problem for him, but I don't know. One of the things I haven't liked about Shakur in his last few fights is he's gotten hit a lot, and a lot of those punches he did not have to take. Same thing with Big Baby. They get into these exchanges, and you're a much better boxer than the other guy, but you're trying to make it exciting for the fans. Floyd stayed disciplined at all times and never got into
but
a lot
Floyd
of those
stood
exchanges.
in front of some people that he probably shouldn't have stood in front of just to prove a point, because he stood in front of Canelo. He stood in front of fucking Cotto. Like, you know what I'm saying?
But he understood at that point. You can stand in front of people that you know you are much more superior in speed at.
I won't speak on Big Baby because I didn't think that his stand in front of him was the same. Let me say this: I don't think Big Baby stand in front looks like the way Shakur stand in front, because Shakur can get in the phone booth with somebody, he can still be there, he taking shots, but he's not taking nothing flush and clean like where he's in trouble. Like I feel like Big Baby last fight he might have been in a little trouble late, which he didn't have to take because I think the fight was already solidified that he won. He got hit late.
He wants to entertain.
Right.
He wants to be
But
an
I think
entertainer.
versus
And
with
it's not
Shakur-
about as much entertainment. It's about winning.
Yeah.
Just win. You'll make them hate you by just winning. Just
Right.
win. And one thing about this, man, that people don't understand, and this is like, I don't know, look this up real quickly before we go to the next one. But I don't know what the pay-per-view numbers were, obviously.
On who?
On Spence and Crawford.
I think it was like 600,000 or something like that.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Those numbers should have been much better. That was a huge mega fight.
It was a huge mega fight.
And the fight didn't live up to it.
But Spence was the only household name in that fight. Crawford, people knew him. You had to be a boxing,
But the problem is neither one of those guys, those are both likable guys. Floyd made so much money because so many people hate him. Ali made so much money because people came to see him lose. Tyson made so much money because he knocked your ass out and people came to see those knockouts. Both of those guys are just good fighters.
But Floyd also had the fights to make him a villain. Oscar was the golden boy. Like, Floyd had the golden goose. I mean, the only person you can beat now and get that kind of recognition is Canelo. And it depends on, the stage of the fight. If Charlo beat Canelo, he's going to transfer into that next stratosphere.
Oh, my God. Charlo beat Canelo.
Well, when he beats him, because I believe he's going to win. When he beats Canelo.
You think so?
Yeah, I think so.
I would like to see him win.
You know what I'm
I would
saying?
like to see him win just because you're from the city, baby.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? But he
From the
transfers into that next. There was nobody. This was Crawford's transfer because Spence was the golden boy. He was the guy for everybody. He was the sweetheart of Dallas. Jerry Jones. I mean, he was the guy in the 147 division. He was the guy. But ain't many guys out there no more.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, Tank is a guy. Shakur ain't the guy yet, but he will be the guy. But people know
Shakur's going to have a hard time being the guy. Let me tell you why.
because he can't get fights.
Right.
They don't want to fight him.
Like Isaac Pitbull Cruz, I think he vacated a belt not to fight Shakur. But he's gonna get some fights.
But look what Mayweather had to do to be the guy. That fight with De La Hoya was fought at 154 pounds. I think he went up from what? He fought Gotti at 140, and he went up to 140, 154 to fight Oscar.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so you got to go find the guy, man, to be the guy, man.
Well, who's the guy? Who would be the guy for Shakur?
Tank Davis, without question. Tank Davis is the biggest draw in boxing outside of Canelo.
Yeah.
Outside of Canelo, I mean, Canelo he's the Mexican sweetheart right now.
Yeah.
The Mexicans gonna keep them somebody they're gonna support. That's just what
Well,
they do.
and it's unfortunate, but it's just real. Like, I thought that was a great matchup between Spence and Crawford. But without a Mexican and a black, we so goddamn racist. Y'all racist as fucking boxing, man. If it ain't Mexican and black, it just don't sell the same. I don't know why. Or if it ain't black and white, it don't sell the same. Just two good fighters, just like...
But once again, though, I don't think people really knew who Terrence Crawford was. That's just my opinion. Like, Earl Spence was, like I said, he more popular on social media, all the things. He was more popular than Terrence Crawford. Globally, people know who he is now because of the performance he put on. But before this fight, I don't think a lot of people knew Terrence.
I still don't think Earl was at his best in that fight.
I mean, he probably wouldn't, but
I
I
don't think he would beat Crawford.
That's what I'm saying. At his best, he's not winning that fight, in my opinion, because it just looked different. Like, you can tell when somebody get in the ring with a motherfucker and it looked like that because he beat him at everything he tried to do. He was better in every category.
Yeah.
And it wasn't just, that was your night. Nah.
Yeah,
It was a different skill set.
All right. So We got a couple of more things on this list, but we finna wrap this shit up. I got something to do.
Yeah,
but
we been
I
a while.
sincerely appreciate all my good brothers and sisters supporting the podcast, man. Make sure y'all hit that like, subscribe, comment, and everything. Make sure y'all continue to support the channel. Give us some feedback, not just phone calls. Give us that feedback that we need on those comments, man, on what you guys would like to see. How we doing? Dre has really shifted his energy in a different way of these past couple of podcasts. So I like it.
I mean, because we talking
it.
about, we talking about stuff.
We're talking about
We
stuff.
talking about stuff.
Oh, other times we be bullshitting.
Yeah,
so,
we
I'm
bullshit.
just be on some bullshit. So
be on
he ain't
bullshit.
participate. Yeah, that's cool.
Shohei Ohtani.
Yeah. We ain't talking about show how you say his name?
Shohei Ohtani.
Shohei Ohtani, you missed the boat. You missed the boat this time. Candace Owens, y'all, you missed the boat. Y'all go check that thing out on Candace Owens, on her stance on slavery and, if you agree or not. And now, one thing, I guess we'll wrap up with this because we were talking off air about the Candace Owens slavery situation, and without going into the full clip of it, Dre says some real white things off air.
Wow.
Some extremely old white man things like, it's all a choice. And
I do think
a part
certain
of
things are
me,
a choice.
so no, because choices are based on exposure. You can't it's really difficult to make a great choice without all the an informed decision without all the information.
Okay, but
if your information is limited, your choices are limited.
But if you don't like something, right?
Okay.
You gonna sit there and complain about it, or you gonna do something different?
I'm going to do something different.
That's a choice.
Right. But what I'm saying.
But your choice is based on not because you knew a whole bunch of other shit. You knew you just didn't like this.
Okay.
So if I don't like this, I have a opportunity to change that. Like I can, just like with just like with slavery. When Rosa said, when Harriet said, "Hey man, who all coming?" If motherfuckers chose to go, and some motherfuckers chose to stay, that's not a choice. Harriet didn't have all the information, but motherfuckers made a choice to follow her. They trusted her that she had the information to get them to where they needed to be.
Well, shit, they seen her leave with some people and they ain't come back, and she came back. So
Right.
shit, you got them to safety.
But also, some motherfuckers on that transatlantic slave trade, they jumped in the ocean. Like, fuck this. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, not saying that the choice is always the better option, but you still had a fucking choice. Am I wrong? Like,
no, you're not wrong.
Because I'm a logic thinker. I don't get on emotion shit.
I'm a logical guy. So let me ask you this
Go
question. Let's go back and let's get this example. Damn, Travis, I got this thing on me over here. It's right here. Anyway, you supposed to, as my producer, you supposed to take this out. People are not be able to see. I've been scratching in my face, looking like a meth head. So, but let's go back to.
T still your barber.
Oh man, I ain't gonna do that with you. Let's go back to the mid '80s and between '83 to 2000. Right?
Let's go.
This is probably the height of the crack era,
go.
right?
Mhm.
Those choices were made by the exposure that those guys saw within their neighborhood.
Absolutely.
We all made those choices to say, here's what's available, here's what's making money, and shit, this is what I'm gonna make a choice to get into this. Now let's go to 93 to 99, right?
Mhm.
Let's just use that as a baseline, 93 to 99.
I like
How
those
many
years.
.com multimillionaires and billionaires were made right there, right? Did those guys make just a choice, or was it the fact that, because I don't know any black men or black women, and I'm sure there's some, y'all help me, that made millions and billions in the .com era. I'm sure they there, and I'm just not aware. But did they make a choice to say, I don't want to be a part of this, or were they not exposed to it?
I mean, that's just one example. Like, you're right.
I can give you a bunch of examples.
I'm saying, but that's one field. But my thing is this: my choices. What I'm saying about choice is, people make choices to do certain things. Those people made a choice to get into that .com space, whether they were exposed. We were exposed to crack. We didn't work the users of it. You know what I'm saying? We made a choice to be on the other side of it. So I made a choice to be on the other side.
But choices are dictated by your exposure,
Right.
your availability to a situation.
That's what I'm saying. Go ahead.
'Cause let's look at
Go ahead.
a show I watch is Billions. I don't know if you guys have
I
seen
love
it.
Billions.
Right. So one of the things that the guy Michael Prince told Axe was, Axe said he pulled himself up by his bootstrap. He did everything he needed to do to make all of this money. And Michael Prince had to remind him, couple of things here. You were born in the United States of America. You were also born in New York. You are a white male. You're in the epicenter of the financial world. All of those things, you can make a choice to do those things. Now, you want to say people that's just like him didn't make the same choice. Yes, he was exposed to some things that we never heard of.
No, I'm not taking that point from you. Don't get me wrong. I'm not taking. That's a great point you're making. But what I'm saying is, let's fast forward to right now today.
Okay.
We still make choices with shit we know we don't need. Motherfuckers drink every day knowing alcohol killing them. Motherfuckers got borderline diabetes and still eat bullshit. They're making a choice. We're making choices. That's what I'm saying. Like, I think everything.
This is a slug at me. He trying to tell me I need to back up off the table. I'm fat. I don't give a fuck.
We had this conversation before. But that ain't what I'm saying. I'm saying, like, even with information, people still make bad choices.
I agree with that.
That's what I'm saying. Because, let's go back a little bit. People smash Kanye for saying slavery was a choice. But we praise Harriet for making a choice. You see what I'm saying? Like, I'm confused. Like, how was him saying slavery was a choice and people be completely offended by it, yet we praise Harriet Tubman for making a choice to not be a part of slavery?
That's a tricky one.
I mean, it's what I'm saying, but it's
right.
But because we tie so much shit to the emotion of slavery and what slavery was, even the shit we just saw with Ken is like, slavery was a widespread thing, a very widespread thing. But for some reason, with black people, we seem to stay in the mindset of slavery. Not saying it ain't happened to white people and other races. I'm saying for me and for us, the people I've seen, it's still a mindset. Like, it's like the smash and grab motherfuckers. Like, how you so sick of them motherfuckers. That's a conscious choice to go do what they're doing.
I agree.
That's a conscious fucking choice with knowing the consequences.
It's a choice based on your partner did it. He got away with it. There's a choice made in Greenwich, Connecticut, and different parts of the country of guys who are going to Stanford, that are going to Yale, that are going to Harvard. Their choices, those choices are being made based on the availability of what they're seeing. So this smash and grab is a choice. I've made a choice that I can come up off of this. If I go up in here and grab all these things, I can come up off of this. Hold on, they're making a choice to say, I've seen my dad, my grandfather, my uncle, my brother, my sisters. They've went to these prestigious schools and they've had all of these opportunities based from those choices.
Okay. Those same kids smash and grab, right? We live in the information age right now where everything is a click of a button. I guarantee every one of those kids had a cell phone. I guarantee every one of those kids had the same privilege to look on the internet to do something different other than smash and grab. That's only spontaneous to say instant gratification.
I'm not going to disagree.
That's what I'm saying.
But
hold on. But to feel sorry for somebody that made that choice, we all have had bad days. Like, it's been times I want to do shit I wasn't supposed to do. It's been times I've did things I wasn't supposed to do because I was chasing something else. But at the end of the day, it was a conscious choice.
I agree. I've been thinking about robbing Brinks and all kinds of shit.
But that's what I'm saying. But I grew up in an environment.
I just don't make the choice.
I grew up with one of my best friends to this day, my boy Artist, man. Artist ain't never do drugs. He ain't never do none of the shit we was out there doing. And me and him were like this. We hung together every fucking day. He never made that decision. Not because he had a father, somebody telling him he come from the same single parent household that I come from. Nobody influenced him to make a different decision. He made a choice. That ain't what he wanted to do. He wanted better for himself. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not going to disagree with you, but I have to somewhat disagree with you because I think.
But I'm agreeing with you though.
Right. But here's the thing. Okay. 95% of people that have been to prison have a family member that has been to prison.
True.
95% of people that have a college degree have a family member that has a college degree. So these choices are based on what we see in our environment and what we're exposed to. So to say, okay, how is it that you have 3 generations of welfare? That's a choice. But those choices are made by, if you're really poor, you don't know you're poor. A lot of people don't know they poor.
I could say that was fair to say.
You know what? Let me not say that.
That was fair to say 20, 30 years ago.
Right.
That was fair to say 20, 30 years ago.
I'm not going to,
Because I realized it in the 90s, like, nigga, we ain't got shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I understood that, you know what I'm saying, that we didn't have the you know what I'm saying, food was better at the beginning of the month than it was in the middle of the month. Like, you know what I'm saying? We had more groceries then.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But you see that shit as a kid, it's like not having a dad. nigga, I was never gonna do that to the whole point of me having a kid was to be in his life because my dad wasn't in mine. You see what I'm
That's
saying?
another bad stereotype that we have as black men, and we're not.
Yeah,
good
well, that's
fathers.
what I'm saying. I disagree with that.
That is, and there was a study, and I hate quoting things when I don't have all the information. Where they came out with a study that said black fathers are the best fathers. We're the most
Killer
involved.
Mike just says on the podcast the other day. He said black fathers spend the most time with their kids than any other race person.
Yeah,
which I can see that. But once again, though, it's like that's a choice, in my opinion. I'm not dating back to slavery. I'm dating back to today's life. Like I see some dudes, man, like y'all going nowhere fast. Y'all know it, but y'all ain't willing to do nothing about it. Y'all make an excuse. Well, man, it's just fucked up out here. Go get a job then.
Yep.
What's wrong with working that job?
Well, that's a whole nother topic.
Because we allow something other than our financial situation to get clouded by, hey man, this is stable. This is faster. This is stable. This is faster.
Yeah, we start getting on that, we're gonna be on here another 30 minutes, and I gotta go.
Me too, but I'm just saying, that was one of them things where it's like, you know, if we start taking emotions out of shit and start thinking about logic, a lot of motherfuckers be a lot more better because motherfuckers can make any scenario about them. You can victimize any scenario. Like I'm looking at all type of shit. What's killing me now, I be watching these videos on YouTube with these old motherfucking rappers, these old hanger-on niggas, these old paid partners whining about what a nigga didn't do for them. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I just have a hard time. I just sit back thinking to myself, like, man, how many niggas really believe this? Like, how many niggas think like this?
A lot.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
You have a lot of people.
And it's like,
who think I made it, we made it.
Yeah.
And you know,
and you ain't contribute to shit that they're making it. Like, but motherfuckers ain't. Let me use Slim myself as an example. Slim has never like said, "Hey, bro, here go," just because I made it. It ain't never been that. But if I ever need Slim to host something for me, if I never booked a show for Slim, if I ever did anything for Slim, I always was compensated for whatever the job was. He paid me like he would pay the person that is on his payroll for, doing that thing for him, whatever.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? It was always fair compensation. But it was never like, man, this nigga ain't did this or did that, because I understood, hey man, this is a commodity. I can use this commodity to make money on other avenues, or be in a room while I'm allowed to make money and use this relationship to my advantage, whatever way I see fit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that didn't have a monetary value, him giving me something, but it was like, okay, you're a commodity. I can use your commodity with what I got, with my skill set, especially in today's world and where I'm at today in life, in business or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So it's like, that was a choice.
Well,
because people choose to see it their way. I can look at it like, oh, that man ain't by me. The nigga got 50 and never. No, I don't look at it like that. I'm happy, my man.
That would be stupid to
living his dream. Like, you know what I'm saying?
But
you got dudes. Yeah, but you got dudes like that, and that's the point. I be like, what the fuck? It's like sports. Man, I'm happy to go hoop with Jordan because I know what come with this. When it's my time, it's my time.
Well, everybody ain't gonna get there. This choice situation is something we can talk about.
Man, please, let's talk about
it for a long time. But I can't get away from the fact that a lot of our choices are predicated on our exposure, our environment, our conditions, our situations, and so different choices are made when you take somebody like Candace Owens and other people that, and I consider myself pretty much conservative. But when you take a look and you say these choices are based on everybody has an opportunity to make an equal choice, right? If you can't tell me
equal choice.
Well, let me explain though. You can't tell me if you ain't never slept without no goddamn lights and your water wasn't off, you ain't had your water ain't been off, your lights ain't been off, your gas ain't been off, and you fucked up, man, you gonna make some different choices. I'm telling you, your choices are different. And until I see you in that position where if I see you and you are 1,000% you up and you telling me I have a choice and your life is great and all your bills paid and you telling me, well, I got a choice. Okay, yeah, I got a choice. But if my shit is all bad, even though it may stem from some bad decisions I made, my choices are going to be different. I'm going to make some different choices. Get the lights on.
I'm not disputing
the water
different
on,
choice,
the
but what
gas
I'm
on,
saying
pay
is
this
this
car note, or move around. I'm gonna make some different choices.
But this is what I'm saying though. So, but we've all been there. oh, I'm in here because I was trying to feed my family. I'm in here because I was doing this. I was here because that. No, you weren't. You was in here because you chose to be this person. Like you.
Yeah, I went to jail for being greedy.
Yeah,
I
right.
can tell you right now.
So that's what I'm saying.
Shit,
so
I was making $500,000 a month,
just
I wasn't
because
trying to hear shit else about
them
it.
lights were on, that don't mean you got to go get that gun and go rob me. That mean go get that motherfucking get on that bus and go find you a gig. That's close enough where you can walk to that motherfucker or think of something that you can start to make for yourself. Is what I'm saying. Like we all we use excuses to make the bad choice. Man, I had to get them niggas food. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? So motherfuckers still in Cadillac converters now because nigga don't want to go work at McDonald's and get that for show check. You rather take this 800-900, whatever they give them for them hoes, when that 2-week check or whatever, that could have been the same amount of money, you free.
So let me
With
ask
the
you
opportunity to get
this
that check. Ego-wise, it don't look like the cool shit to do, but nigga, you fucked up.
It's not ego-wise.
It is.
Let's take a look at it.
Ego and pride.
Well, let's take
got
a
a lot
look
to
at
do
it.
with a lot of the choices. and
I agree,
decisions.
but let's take a look at it. McDonald's, I don't know if they pay $15 an hour, whatever the case may be, right? If at the end of this 2 weeks I made $1,000, pretty much less than that after taxes, and I'm factoring in gas, I'm factoring in my time, I'm factoring in being away on things I can't do. I'm not saying there's no excuse, but when I factor all of these things in, because what a lot of people are starting to do is factor in their time. And I think a lot of times when people look at an investment, everybody looks at ROI and not TOI. What's the time on my investment? We've put a lot of time into this with zero return,
Absolutely.
right? But at the end of the day, I feel like, if we get some things going that I feel like we have working.
But we
in
afforded
our
that
favor.
time to do this because we're making a choice to be here. We like,
I
fuck it,
agree,
this
but
is our...
listen to what I'm
Go
saying.
ahead.
So a guy that's working at a McDonald's or Taco Bell, $8 an hour? Okay. So a guy that's making $8 an hour, if he's getting getting
let's
8
$8
hours a
hours,
day,
40 hours a week.
64, what is 64 times 5? That's $380 a week, 760, 2 weeks. That's
Okay, now this is a scenario. Now you out here
after
jig-
taxes,
now
you
out
take
here-
taxes.
Now you out here
And then
jigging.
hold on. Now you driving, paying for gas, you eating lunch. It's a hard way to survive.
Okay, now you out here jigging. It's 3 of y'all. Hold on. Y'all
Okay.
see the white man. He going that bit like he got a bankroll, but he only got $1,500. It's 3 of y'all. Let me get that. Now you're on camera. That motherfucking 7-800 sound real good right now, huh? When you land up in that motherfucking bump. Going to work, busting them trays down
I
for that
didn't
60
say
cent a
go
day.
jug.
You see what I'm saying? But
I
I'm
didn't
just
say
saying
go
because
jug.
that's what I'm saying. Them the people I'm speaking to. Nigga, there's some of the shit these motherfuckers doing to get bread and feel like they hitting the lick. Yeah, but you was broke for 5 months out this year. And you only had that money for another month. What you got to do is you got to look for that next
Well,
job.
one thing about jugging and anything you're doing wrong when you
Come
go
on,
in to
man.
take something, you enter a person's home, you burglary of a habitation,
Smashing, grabbing,
smash
all that shit. But that's based
when
on a
those
fucking
people
choice,
fight
based
back,
on a
and you
cloud
gotta
of
kill them.
circumstances.
Your whole life gone for $1,000.
That's what I'm saying. So you
That's a
mean to tell
problem.
me I don't give a fuck how much hungry I am, how much less food on the table, nigga? I got the ability to choose to go work, or I got the ability to choose to go rob. You see what I'm saying? So that's the choices I'm talking about in today's world. That's what I'm saying. Like people, and you can blame it on circumstances 100,000 times, but you can't tell me there's no examples of circumstance. Like there's a choice, my man, especially in today's world.
Well, I mean, I don't think we're disagreeing with each other. I think
No, we
the
definitely not
thing
disagreeing.
I'm saying more is a lot of those choices are predicated on your circumstances, conditions, situations. If you go back to the
If a
movie with
motherfucker- if a-
Denzel Washington,
Okay, but if a
when he-
motherfucker used to ball it and da-da-da, he's more likely to go do some shit he ain't got no business doing versus going to work at McDonald's. Now, if you just a kid coming out of school, you're more likely to go work because you don't know shit about nothing else. You see what I'm saying? So your circumstances can fuck you up, but at the same time, they can build you up. That's what I'm saying.
You know what? On that one, I'm gonna close. Your circumstances can fuck you up, but at the same time, they can build you up.
Yes, sir.
So if you're working towards something, stay down on it, man. Keep pushing.
You can be anything you fucking want to be, man.
That's
you have a
not
chance
true.
to. Yes,
That
you
shit not
can,
true.
man.
No,
Don't
I'm
believe
not gonna
that,
let
man.
you do that.
Why not?
Bushwick could have never played in the NBA. It's just true. It's just true. You can't be anything you want to be, so that's not true. I mean, R.I.P. Bill, but I mean, Bill arms was right here, and he was
But
4
we
feet
see-
tall.
but
he was
we-
not going to play in the NBA, so no. it's just-
But I'm saying
you can't be anything you want to be. If he wanted to play in the NBA, he couldn't have. So that's not
But
true.
what I'm saying though,
We're not gonna keep lying to
what I'm
people
saying
about
is
that
this though.
shit.
So if Bill was the fucking ultimate shooter from the outside. You don't think somebody gave him a chance? Muggsy made it to that motherfucker. He was 5'3".
Muggsy was fully developed.
I mean, right, but we're talking about a special. You can be anything you want to be. I think you can. If you put your mind to it, you can be anything you want to be.
If you put your mind to it,
you can be anything you choose to be. I believe that.
No, that's not true. I can never be president. I'm a felon.
You are now.
I want to be the president.
We talking about you are now.
We got a president that just got indicted.
That shit.
Oh, you got a point. Trump might make it on
That
through.
shit for headlines.
So, you never know. In today's world.
Yeah, you got a point there. All right, man. It's been a hell of an interesting show because this choice shit I can talk about for a long time. I think we're agreeing in a lot of ways, but I think there's a subtle disagreement on a part of it because I still believe a lot of your choices are based on your exposure, your situation, your conditions, circumstances. All of those kind of go together in one, but you're going to make different choices based on certain things. Excuses. And I'm not saying it's excuses. I mean,
I'm saying that's what people base choices on. People, motherfuckers make excuses for all type of shit. Man, I was fucked up. Man, I had to feed my baby. Now you and that bitch doing 15. That baby eating, who feeding him now? That's what I think about, bro. I think about the consequences of the act sometimes and some of the shit niggas doing for
you can make any choice you want to. You free to make any choice you choose to. You're just not free of the consequences of those choices. Now, are you watching porn?
No, I'm watching. My Instagram popped up for some strange reason, but that's what was open. It's not porn.
Are you sure?
I'm positive, nigga. It ain't no motherfucking porn. It's like somebody digging some shit out somebody's ear.
Oh God, it looks like porn. Show them.
Man, ain't no fucking.
But
porn.
don't do that because it looked like porn so much. I'm sure
on Instagram.
Look at it. Let me see that.
They digging something out their motherfucking ear with some tweezers. What are you talking about? How does that look like porn?
Okay, hold on, y'all. I'm gonna let y'all see.
That don't like no fucking this man. You don't see them big ass.
Dre over here watching porn on the show, man.
You don't see them big ass tweezers in the person's hand.
Oh man, you have to see the ear first. I'm looking over to the left, and I'm like, "Is you watching porn?"
That lets you know how horny he is.
Hey, man, oh God, it means it let me know. I can't believe you that distracted. You sitting there watching your Instagram look like
no. I opened
it
my
looks
phone.
like
Hold
porn.
on, I opened my phone. And this is what was on that motherfucker.
Yeah, it looked like porn. It looked.
My
it
phone
didn't,
is closed.
It looked like it didn't look like tweezers in the ear. It looked like anyway.
You just
hey man, thank y'all for tuning into the Cole and Dre podcast.
Big freaky.
No, Dre freaky over here. You know what? I'm not gonna say that. I was gonna say that. It's probably not true.
Okay,
Dre, you probably. I don't know. I'm married, so.
What you mean?
I was gonna say you getting far more than I am, but that's probably not true. Cause I got a wife who got to fuck before she go to bed, and wake up and she can't every morning she wake up. So
I can honestly say I don't. Want
it's
those
twice
problems.
a day.
I don't want those problems.
This is at least twice a day. So so maybe you might not be getting as much.
No,
you're not fucking twice a day.
No,
you're not.
No, I don't think I've ever fucked twice a day on a consistent basis.
Yeah, I've been doing it for. I think
that's why you thought that was porn. See.
Well, you know what? In all honesty, before we go, man, like seriously, in 365 days, we probably have sex at least 320, 330. Yeah. Well, no, that's days. So if I times that times 2, that's probably 600 times a year. Damn, baby, you a free girl. All right, with all that being said, thank y'all for tuning into the Cole and Dre podcast. I'm Cole.
This is Trey.
We out. Peace.
Hey. Hey, man, what time it is, man? Hey. Relentless. Hey. 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 Hey, Cole. Boss straight. 2 mother watch them out. No count. All facts like what you talking about. Boy, listen and pay attention to what we talking about. We can show you how to make 100,000 in the drop.